John, let me ask you, this is kind of a personal question about you and Joey, so, take that for whatever it is. But I'm curious about you two specifically, and this is no shade on everybody else in the band, but both you and Joey have had success outside of the Armored Saint framework. And a lot of times when that happens, egos get in the way. And for some reason, you guys just don't seem to have that. It seems like you guys have never been, well, I was in King Diamond. Well, I was in Anthrax. It never, at least outwardly, seems like you guys battle your resumes, even with Joey being the producer and you taking direction and, from Joey as far as developing. How have you guys avoided that ego thing that does hit so many musicians?
Um, well, it's not always easy. Yeah, sometimes maybe the question of the loyalty to Armored Saint is brought up sometimes, which is not something that needs to be brought up because we've been doing this for so long.
Right.
It kind of speaks for itself, right? Even if we didn't do any other thing, I mean, we've been pretty much off and on a band for over 40 years, so that says something. Um, but yeah, I mean, look, we have our struggles like any other band does. Um, I see it with a lot of bands, and believe me, you're basically married to four other guys, especially on the road, and sometimes things you gotta like be understanding, and you have to kind of just be compromising in the thoughts that you have about all these things, and a lot of things can sometimes be taken out of context. Usually with texting and emails, that's usually
Sure.
when we get in our biggest like disagreements and beefs is like pre-tours or prepping for a record, things like that. That's when things kind of get kind of funky sometimes with the band. But again, none of this is abnormal. None of it is something that is like really extreme, especially compared to other bands that I've heard about.
Sure.
Um, and usually when we go on the road, we get together and we actually get together and we get along really well, which is surprising because we've known each other for so long. You could think we could rub each other the wrong way. And luckily when we get on the road, we really don't. It's pretty smooth sailing. So yeah, I think you just sometimes have to like have frank conversations about things and listen, to other people and see where they're coming from. It's not always easy, but I think in the end we find our way. So,
Right.